Hey, I'm Neurosurgeon Kazu.
Imagine waking up, reaching for your morning coffee, and completely missing the mug because you're seeing two of them, or realizing your eyelid feels unusually heavy and you keep bumping your shoulder into door frames. Most of us brush these glitches off. We blame them on staring at screens too long, getting older, or needing a new prescription. So we do the logical thing. We book an appointment with the eye doctor. But then you sit in the exam chair, read the letters on the wall, and the doctor tells you something unexpected. Mechanically speaking, your physical eyeballs are perfectly healthy. To a neurosurgeon, this is exactly where the real investigation begins. The eyes are physical outposts of the brain itself. When your vision fails but the eye is structurally sound, your body is sending a neurological SOS. Treating the eye in this scenario is a dangerous misdirection. It is the biological equivalent of trying to swap out a camera lens when the computer's hard drive is melting down. The problem isn't the lens, it's the processor. This map shows the direct biological wiring behind your vision. If we trace the signal backward, just behind the eyeball, we find the oculomotor nerve. This cable is responsible for controlling eye movement and keeping your eyelid elevated. When a patient presents with ptosis, a heavy, drooping eyelid, and double vision, it indicates this precise nerve is paralyzed. The electrical signals are failing to reach the eye muscles. Often, that paralysis is caused by a mechanical threat. An unruptured brain aneurysm, a weak, expanding blood vessel, can balloon outward in the enclosed space of the skull, physically crushing that adjacent oculomotor nerve. A drooping eyelid serves as a critical mechanical alarm. It is the final visible indicator that a ballooning vessel is exerting lethal pressure on a nerve, occurring moments before a potentially fatal hemorrhage. Looking at this top-down schematic of the brain's visual wiring, we can travel deeper into the skull to a critical intersection. This X shape in the center is the optic chiasm, the exact crossroads where the left and right optic nerves meet. Sometimes, the data flowing along the outer edges of this intersection simply stops. This causes hemianopia, a slow erasure of your peripheral vision. It creates a tunnel vision effect that happens so gradually, patients rarely notice it on their own. The location of the optic chiasm is key. It sits directly above the pituitary gland. If a tumor develops there, growing upward from beneath the intersection, it silently slices through those outer data cables while leaving the central vision intact. Because this biological damage is slow and entirely painless, a person persistently bumping into door frames on their left or right might be the only outward proof that a mass is growing in the center of their brain. The visual signal travels all the way to the absolute back of the head, terminating in the occipital lobe, the brain's visual rendering processor. This is where we see the most sudden symptom, the instantaneous absolute loss of exactly 1/2 of a patient's visual field, arriving without a single second of warning. Here, we are looking at the brain's vascular system. If a blood vessel feeding the occipital lobe bursts or is suddenly blocked by a clot, it triggers a stroke. The tissue is starved of oxygen, instantly destroying its ability to render incoming images. When this sudden blackout hits, the eye's physical camera is still recording everything perfectly. However, the brain's processing center has catastrophically lost power. When it comes to sudden, unexplainable visual changes, waiting and seeing is a dangerous gamble with time. Here is the necessary triage protocol. Step 1. Start with the optometrist to rule out simple focusing issues. Step 2. If your eyes are cleared but the symptoms persist, escalate immediately to a neurosurgeon for an MRI or MRA scan. One specific combination requires emergency intervention. If a drooping eyelid or double vision occurs alongside a sudden thunderclap headache or extreme nausea, call an ambulance immediately. This indicates a rupture is likely underway. If you recognize these SOS signals early, the odds are in your favor. Modern neurosurgery can neutralize these threats using minimally invasive techniques, like routing tiny catheters through your arteries to secure an aneurysm, or removing a pituitary tumor through the nasal cavity. Our eyes function as a sensitive, early warning system for the brain. By recognizing what they are telling us, we can intervene before a visual glitch becomes a neurological catastrophe.